So today we have a guest for my book review. It's been a while since I've done a MJoy Reads book report back. Um, but hi, it's good to see you all. I'm taking a break from work, a little 10-minute break, and I'm going to get this book review done real soon. But this is Olive, and she loves when I read because that means I'm on the couch and she can cuddle on me. So it's a pretty great situation. But hey, everybody, I hope you're doing well. I hope folks are, you know, coping well and finding things that bring them joy, that bring them, whatever you all need, that you're discovering that more and more every day. I hope that this cuteness isn't too distracting from the message. The book that I read that I want to talk about is The Gift by Hafiz. Hi, sweetie. You know about being a gift, don't you? Good girl. The Gift by Hafiz. So I found out about like this ancient poetry that was translated and made widely available. It's super popular. Let me know if you've read this book too, if you're already familiar with this poetry or not. It's funny. I find these in like health food stores and like hippie stores. I don't know how else to say it. But I'm so grateful that I did. I actually found this book when I was going to Humboldt. But I think me and my dad have talked about this poetry too, which is really great. I love it. It's really, I have notes on here that I want to share, but I'll sport this. Look at how many freaking tabs I have. Like the poetry that's in here is really life affirming. I think that that's like one of my main takeaways is that there's a lot of the resounding message and theme in these poems, like and they're so short. Like this is a poem, like this is a poem, right? Like they're so short. The just as an artist, as a songwriter, the craftsmanship in this writing of juicing a word and getting as much out of it as you can, so less is more, and the lesser words, but just the way that they're used has a bigger impact. So I'm loving reading poetry, and with everything else that I read, I thought, oh hey, if like each page has like a few sentences, I'm gonna go through this book like that. Wrong. It took me some time because there's density. It's like nutrient dense in this book. So, with everything else that I read, the artistic wisdom that comes out in poetry was feeding my soul when I was reading this in March. So it's time for me to report back. So some things, that it explains, there's some history, some context that they offer in the front of the book, from the 1300s. There's a lot of humor, a lot of eroticism, but not in this like unsober way. It's just like this celebratory spiritual thing. A lot of sentiment, and it encourages a true freedom with one's spirit. There's a lot of imagery of dancing, kind of like dance like no one's watching. It's that kind of vibe, and encouraging that in people. Hafiz is original. Okay, sorry. Oh, I see. Hafiz's poetry, the poetry of Hafiz seems to kind of originate that sentiment of dance like no one's watching. That's what this note means right here. And then Ralph Waldo Emerson was a big old fangirl of Hafiz and the writing. And there's a lot of talk about connection with God, with a higher power, with a spirit. And I saw this interesting question on social media the other day. Like this person is talking about expanding during this time. I never met this person or seen them before, but I happened to catch a post and they were just saying like, hey, I want to get better, in my business during this time. I don't want to like take the foot off the gas pedal. I want to like lean into this difficulty. I want to, bump up my income and my streams of income, but how do I bump up my spirituality if I'm an atheist? And I thought that was that's what someone said. And I just thought that was a really cool question, because the need for spirituality, a sense of spiritual connection, that's just a human thing, right? Like, it's my personal opinion. We don't need an institution of religion. If you want that, freaking 100%, go for it. Awesome. But just know that there's a ton of different ways that people relate to that spiritual side of them. And it's an innate thing that they get to decide for themselves how they're doing that. And it changes for people. So, your idea of God now was not what it was 20 years ago. Maybe it was, but 20 years from now, let's see what that is, This whole mention of God in this book is not ascribing to a certain, at least how I read it. It's not saying, and this is who God is. It's just, or this is what God means. It's just like relating to the underlying human pieces of all of us, where it's a human need to feel spiritually connected. And what that looks like, well, you can take a note from what he suggests in here. And so I'm going to read 3 short poems just to give y'all some flavor. Okay? Give you some taste, a sample, right? This first one, I'm going to read 3. This first one is called Stop Being So Religious. Okay? Stop being so religious. What do sad people have in common? It seems they have all built a shrine to the past and often go there and do a strange wail and worship. What is the beginning of happiness? It is to stop being so religious like that. So there's that. Take it as you will. He's got like a lot of snarky humor in here too, which I love because it's so old school, but it's still rocking that. This one I love, number 2, find a better job. Find a better job. Now that all your worry has proved such an unlucrative business, why not find a better job? I'm going to read that again. Now that all your worry has proved such an unlucrative business, why not find a better job? That cuts deep. I love that. And then, of course, number 3, the last one, this one's called Why Not Be Polite? Everyone is God speaking. Why not be polite and listen to them? I'll say that one again too, because it's already over. It's so short. Everyone is God speaking. Why not be polite and listen to them? It says, why not be polite and listen to him, oh my God, I can't talk right now.